DocCompliance is an electronic data management system that really provides clients with the optimal environment for creating and managing their R&D documents in a validated environment. So the first step in that process is to really create a R&D folder structure. And we can utilize permissions to really manage the R&D folder structure for the documents inside of the EDMS. For example, your clinical, your non-clinical, your quality, functional groups could have access to their particular authoring areas inside of the EDMS, while your regulatory function could have access not only to their area, but to the other areas as well, which is typical of how these functional groups operate. Documents are added to the system using a user-friendly, very intuitive wizard. And the documents can be added in a few steps. And once they're added to the system, you are then presented with an equally friendly wizard to actually add these documents to an author review approval process, any number of author review approval processes or workflows that you may have inside of the system. When it comes time to work on the documents, you then have the ability to use our very powerful search capabilities to actually locate and retrieve those documents. And you're able to do so through the attributes or metadata such as the title, the description, or any user-defined attributes and metadata to pull those documents out. Once you've retrieved those documents, you then have the ability to collaborate on those documents. And you can collaborate on these documents with internal resources or external resources, and you can do this simultaneously with multiple resources from each one of those groups, all the while giving all the power to the document owner to actually approve or reject the proposed changes from these internal or external resources. For those documents that are destined for submission, we do provide you with 21 CFR Part 11 compliant signatures. This is very important for, as you know, certain forms that need to go into a submission. And we make this very easy for you to apply those signatures to those documents that need to go into a submission. And finally, it's a perfect environment for archival and retrieval. And, speaking specifically about submissions, once the submissions have been completed, once they have been filed with the appropriate agency, we then have the ability to archive those inside of the system, or even for individual documents that aren't destined for a submission to a particular agency in any region around the world, we have the ability to actually retire those documents. So giving all the functionality and all the capabilities of the system, this is why I find DocCompliance here by QUMAS to be the optimal system for creating and managing your R&D documents in a validated environment.